Hi, I'm Dr. Erik Okeson. I'm your 2009 host for PantherCast. We're going to briefly recap last week's season opening victory over Burnsville with head coach Mike Zweber, and then we're going to talk about next week's game versus the Egan Wildcats. So we're bringing Coach right now. Coach, big victory last week in the season opener. How'd you feel about the game?
I felt good about it. I felt good about the fact that we got a win. It was an ugly win. We had a lot of mistakes, but that'll happen in a week one of a season. You'll get mistakes, but we were able to overcome those mistakes and pull out a win at the end of the game, and so for that, we're happy.
So Coach and I are going to actually take a look back at last week's game and see how the game unfolded exactly. Panthers start the season on offense first, and things look good as they put together an 11-play drive, capped off by Dejan Newell's run into the end zone behind the blocking of fullback Garrett Grassley.
Yeah, that was a great block by Garrett Grassley, but you can also see the right side of the offensive line with Tim Kroll and Rocco DeSylvester really opening up that hole.
And the scoring stays the same after a series of turnovers by the offense and special teams until late in the second quarter when Burnsville hits on a broken play here.
You can see we have 3 defenders in the area on this play, but sometimes this kind of thing just happens. Although they did miss their extra point, which kept us in the lead going into halftime.
Bobbled snap led to the 2 points the Blaze needed to take the lead.
In this situation, we just wanted to get out of the shadow of our own goalpost, so we called a quarterback sneak. It didn't work out the way we had hoped, obviously, by fumbling the snap and then ended up getting a safety. The good thing is rather than getting the kids down, it actually seemed to motivate them a bit going into the end of the game.
So after a stop by the Panther D, Lakeville gets one more opportunity to make something happen to pull out a win in Game 1 of the 2009 season.
A steady dose of Dejan Newell and Chase Heichel in the final drive was the key. We capped off a 12-play drive with this great effort by Heichel to put it into the end zone.
And then a last attempt by Burnsville was thwarted by Dejan Newell, who comes in and plays both sides of the ball for Coach Zweber and the Panthers to pick off the pass and runs it back for 6 points to put the game away.
Yeah, it was really a great call by the defensive coaching staff to get Dejan into the game and to place him in the position that he did in order to make that football play.
So here we are with the final, 20-8, Lakeville North, and the Panthers move to 1-0 on the season. So Coach, big victory, but obviously there's some things to work on after week 1. What are you looking forward to next week as far as improving on this week in practice?
Well, like I said earlier, we're happy with the victory, but turnovers is a big thing for us. We had 5 turnovers in the game, and that really slowed our offense down. So we're going to eliminate some penalties that we had and some turnovers, and hopefully if we can get rid of both of those things, we're going to be in good shape this week going into the Egan game.
So here we are in the fourth quarter with Mark Nystrom's sack.
Mark Nystrom played a great football game first through fourth quarter, but this was a big play for us at a crucial time in the game. The offense needed to get the ball back, and he allowed us to do that.
Here we are with the last offensive drive of the game, Chase Heichel's TD run.
Chase really took the team on his back during this last drive and did everything he could to get across the end zone to give us the lead late in the fourth quarter.
And the play of the game, Dejan Newell with his pick 6.
Dejan came up big for us late in the fourth quarter when Burnsville wanted to try to get back into it. You can see him jump on this ball in an amazing way and race down the sideline to put the game away 20-8.
Up next for the Panthers next week will be the Egan Wildcats, fresh off a big victory over crosstown rival Lakeville South in the last seconds of last week's game. Coach, we got Egan next week. What do we got to look forward to with these guys? Who are we looking out for?
Well, Egan's a very, very good football team. They're much improved over where they've been at the last couple of years. They've got a big-time quarterback that makes a lot of plays for them, and a returning running back that also is going to be tough for us to handle. So defensively, we're going to have to play the best game that we possibly can in order to slow them down. It was difficult for Lakeville South to slow them down, and even as we saw in last week's game with Egan and Lakeville South, they were able to put a good drive together at the end to pull out that game. So defensively, we're going to have to play our best game, and offensively, as I said earlier in the show, we have to eliminate our penalties and our turnovers in order for us to move the ball, put some points on the board offensively ourselves as well.
Sounds like it should be a great game next week in Egan. Panthers going on the road, taking on the Wildcats. And that does it for this week's PantherCast. See you next week.